Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is time to ingest some potions. We have more than ever a great need for lots of ink. So I'm going to get some swiftness, I'm going to get some water breathing, I've got night vision already. You know what, why not some mushroom stew? You know what, it's a good time. You know, they always say you should eat directly before jumping into any sort of bay or open lake water type thing. So, we're just going to hop right in here. Asuma says, bring your Googles. And I could actually type back thanks to the potion of water breathing. That's the real benefit, is that you can actually sit here and type while, hunting squid underwater. I can see, I can gather, I can communicate. I'm at one with the ocean and at one with the server. It's a community experience, but it's also a communal experience. Where was I? Oh yeah, plucking ink sacs out of squid so that I can build some gigantic walls for a vampire castle. Speaking of gigantic walls for vampire castles, in yesterday's episode of Hermitcraft, episode 55, entitled Walls, I mentioned that I had attended a McGill Hall viewing party of Night of the Living Dead and Final Destination. Now, I described Final Destination as a film occurring in space in which a spaceship that had traveled past or through a black hole is recovered and visited by a rescue team. Apparently, that is not the film Final Destination. Apparently, Final Destination is about an airliner and does not include opening a portal to hell or, like, crazy ghost demons coming out and getting people on a spaceship. The film I was actually thinking of was Final Destination. No. Dang it. See, this is how I make mistakes like this. I just get something in my head, and then it doesn't go away. I've probably got some sort of curse from this spaceship that prevents me from saying the name of the film, which is actually Event Horizon, which, of course, is about an oil rig. No, wait, that's Deepwater Horizon. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Event Horizon's actually the name of the movie. Man, I am enjoying being able to stay underwater. I don't know why I wasn't making these potions all along, other than the fact that I don't have a ready supply of pufferfish, but I could probably get them if I wanted to. I have returned from the depths. I have plumbed the depths of Red Sky Bay for 8 minutes straight, swiftly, underwater breathingly, night visionly, collecting whatever squid components I could. In fact, I've got 4 additional helmets now, so I could just go ahead and build another one of these squithers, or whatever they're called, just like this, and then I still have an extra helmet for me. Perfect. Plus, I've gone ahead and collected, boom, 2.5 stacks of squid ink. So, I feel like I'm ready to put down some walls. I've taken the time to drop some sand along these 3 panels. I think they're already looking significantly better and will only be further improved. Anyway, guys, my birthday is coming up. It actually, if you are watching this on July 20th, it is my birthday. So, I just want to say thank you guys so much to anybody who's donated money to my fundraiser for PAX South. That has been an amazing birthday present so far, all of you who have helped out with that. But my wife has kind of like always been, even though she helped chip in for the PAX South tickets too, she's just kind of like, well, you should maybe get something physical for your birthday, like an actual gift, and something that you can enjoy on your birthday. Now, she actually got me for Christmas a book that was a Kickstarter book by Evan Dom, who, Evan Dom is amazing, nothing but good things to say about Evan Dom, but she got me a book from Evan Dom for Christmas, and it only shipped recently, but I found out, I discovered it in the closet, that she had been hiding this book that she had kickstarted for Christmas as my Christmas present as a surprise birthday present. So she's just like, well, I can't give you your Christmas present on your birthday, and these PAX South tickets, which won't happen until, after Christmas anyway. Like, birthday presents for Christmas, Christmas presents for birthdays. No, you need something else. So I was like, well, I need a new build, and I don't really like shopping for clothes or in general. Like, I'd rather not consume or buy things if I can avoid it, because it's like I'm spending money on the studio and stuff. I don't want to be spending money elsewhere. I want to spend money on travel and meeting cool people. Like, I love going to conventions and seeing you guys. And so, once again, thank you to everybody who pitched in toward the travel expenses for PAX South. That has been an amazing thing. Because, yeah, we're going to bring Corinne this year, because she was so good at PlayOnCon. But that means, like, airfare for 3 instead of airfare for 1 or 2. So, yay, thank you for the help. But anyway, I'm just like, okay, well, I need a new belt. And I really don't want to go to the store to buy a new belt. And 2, I don't want to give them money. But, you know, if you'll come with me to the store, that'll be better. And if you give them money, then that'll be better. So, fine. Let's go to the mall and buy a new belt for me. And you don't have to give it to me until my birthday, even though my current one is in embarrassingly bad shape. You know what? I don't mind. I've been wearing it like this for a while, even though the leather's all frayed and whatnot. So we go to the mall, and it's already closed at like 9 o'clock at night. Which I guess usually when I go to the mall, it's like in November or December, and so they're open later. So we didn't keep track of, like, you know, what their hours were. We just went there after the grocery store, and they were closed. Probably should have gone there before the grocery store. Note for the future. But anyway, so I say to my wife, I'm like, well, you know, we're going to have to come back another day now. And she's like, no, we don't have to do that. You can just buy a belt on the internet. I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, your waist size is one of the easiest things to measure. And because the belt is adjustable, it's one of the easiest things to correct for, even if you slightly order the wrong thing. And so I was just like, wait, people can go shopping for belts on the internet. And she's like, yes, this is why malls are closing. This is why they can't afford to stay open late. And somehow, everything else that, like, I've ordered electronics off the internet all the time because I can, like, look up the exact part number or whatnot. I'm just not somebody who loves ordering clothes off the internet. But yeah, so I went on Amazon to, like, look for belts, and it turned out that every belt that they had, or like the front page for men's belts or whatever, was like exactly the same belts that they would have in any department store at the mall. Now, this is the sort of thing that always bothers me, right? If I'm going out of my way to do something different and interesting and new, and then I'm getting the exact same results, like, I don't go to other cities and go, oh man, I can't wait to try the McDonald's here. I'm sure the McDonald's in Texas is going to be just as good as the McDonald's in Tennessee. I'm like, oh, I'm in Texas. I want to eat at a restaurant that only exists in Texas. Even if that is just another fast food chain that doesn't exist in Tennessee, like Whataburger or something. Not that I'm going to eat every meal on a trip at Whataburger, but when I went to San Antonio, yeah, we actually stopped at Whataburger for lunch one day at PAX South. Because it's like, oh, this is different. We don't have this. I want to do something interesting and new. And so, you know, if I got there and everybody was like, guys, the entire convention hangout crew is going to Burger King. Joe, you have to go to Burger King with us. I'd be kind of like, man, this is exactly what I expected. This is Burger King. Give me something new. Give me something wow. You know, if I'm using a whole new method of purchasing things that apparently I'm the only person that never realized that you can order belts on the internet. Like, I want to enjoy something different. I don't want to just see, like, oh, hey, here are the same belts by Levi's and Dickies or whoever. Like, show me belts beyond compare. Show me belts without number. But, and maybe they're there if I'd searched a little bit deeper. But I was just kind of so disgusted with that initial kind of experience with that landing page for men's belts that it kind of turned me off to Amazon entirely. And I was like, no, there must be something greater out there. You know, okay, that's how you fall. Almost died there. Gonna need to go get some food now. Dang it. There must be something greater out there, was my thought. Like, there's gotta be something more, you know? But, so then I was just like, wait, belts are just a piece of leather and a piece of metal. There's gotta be, like, leatherworking shops somewhere in Tennessee that, like, somebody who works there made the belt. Like, why would I, if I'm gonna go and expand my horizons, like, let's go really different. So I found a leatherworking shop in Smyrna, and I haven't gotten down there yet to actually, like, see their entire selection and everything, but it turns out that they have an online store too. And so then at that point, it's like, well, I can just order a custom, or not necessarily purely custom, but I can order a locally created awesome thing for almost the same price, a little bit more than it would cost me to order something from Amazon that's identical to what I would get at the mall. Why wouldn't I do that every time? Like, what else can I buy locally? So when I started working on, I got some awesome acoustic foam from my Amazon wish list. Thank you again to my viewers for being so generous. That one was from Eagle Fam in particular. She picked that up for me. And so I've got this new acoustic foam that I wanted to start treating my studio with. And I wanted to get some fabric to cover it so it looks more professional. And I was just like, wait, if I can buy a belt from someone who is like a local, is there like local fabric stores? And let me tell you, last time that I did some serious reupholstering of anything was back in college, because all the furniture in the dorms was terrible. And so, like, a lot of us would go to fabric stores and buy fabric to cover the dorm chairs with, just so that we would at least have something that didn't look hideous and feel terrible. And it was probably not very clean, So, which isn't technically reupholstering. Like, we would just use, pins. We wouldn't actually, or like, attach, we would make covers. We weren't tearing out the old upholstery. But anyway, where was I? Something. Yeah, so back when I was in college, which I also went to college in Nashville, we would go shopping for fabric, and we'd have to go way out of town because all the craft stores got shut down by Walmart. And as soon as Walmart, got their tendrils into the craft industry, then they, like, cut down their fabric selection anyway. So, but lo and behold, a new fabric store had opened, like, within the last year. And they had, like, online a whole bunch, like, you could see what bolts of fabric they had on the internet. I'm just like, this is what it is. Like, this is what is great, is seeing the internet as a way to discover, like, local businesses, because I'm a big fan of making sure that as many people as close to me as possible geographically have good jobs and have access to good things, because, for one thing, I want everyone to have a good life, but also, like, I can see how the workers are treated, or be fully aware that the local laws are being enforced to keep people from working unfair situations. Like, whereas, if you're buying something from who knows where, then you don't have as much there. And also from a purely selfish standpoint, like, it's good for people to have jobs near you so they don't need to, like, break into your house or car. Like, people with their own house and car and no economic problems probably have, better things to do. Like, whatever they want to do. Like, people don't usually rob people because they want to. They rob people because they have to. I mean, I guess maybe that's not entirely true, but once again, I'd just rather live in a community that is supporting itself. And part of that is me looking out for ways to support my community. And I've gotten really lazy about that. I've just kind of been like, I don't like buying things, so if I have to buy things, I get into this pattern where it's like every 12 months or so, I go to the mall and buy jeans. Every 24 months, I replace the belt. And then I'm like, this is one less thing to worry about. I have a system, and I'm going to stick to it, and then I never have to worry about my jeans, and I get the same exact pair every time. Except I gotten a little heavier, which I guess happens when you're a dad, but I need to fix that. When I say a little, like Not like a lot, but, you know, health is important, but it's hard to get to stay in shape when you're constantly sitting up for work. I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, so just want to encourage people to kind of think outside of their like normal patterns about ways that they can encourage people in their communities to invest in the same community. You know, I want every town to be good, but I can focus my efforts most on the town I live in. And I want to encourage you to make the towns that you live in just as good, with whatever limited resources you have, because, I mean, I do not have a lot of resources. But anyway, this is my birthday wisdom to you. Also, additional birthday wisdom. Yeah, if you have ants in your car at some point, they might come back. If you see one or two here and there, then there's probably a lot more than one or two. I was driving the other day, yesterday, and it's funny because I'd driven the car a few times that day, but this time, apparently the ants had moved into the air ducts of the car. And so I start driving, and I turn on the air conditioner as I'm a little ways down the road, and all of a sudden, just ants start swarming out of all the vents over all the dashboard. And I'm like freaking out, and I don't want to swerve, and I see that there's this cop that's pulled somebody over, like right near where I am. So I'm just like, okay, I have to drive perfectly. Cannot even swerve a little bit because the cop's immediately going to be like, oh, hey, that guy's probably drunk because he's swerving and not covered in ants. But anyway, so I'm just like, I need to make a U-turn. And there's nowhere to legally make a U-turn anywhere nearby. So I had to drive way down the street, turn around, and as I'm coming back, the cop has already pulled over somebody else. So clearly he's like just staked out this area. But yeah, make sure if there are ants in your car, like even if you think you got them all, just go ahead and buy some of those baits, those bait traps, and set those up. Because the last thing you need is for those ants to reappear later. I think that they must be getting water from like, there's like sprinklers in our where we live that will make the ground wet occasionally, and I think it's just barely enough water for the ants to crawl down the tire and get that and stay alive. Although my wife thinks that they're drinking the condensate from the air conditioner, and that's why they moved into the air conditioner. So, competing theories there. Both equally valid, but my wife is probably smarter. So anyway, yeah, so the ants, they didn't go away. They came back, but I managed to get back home, get some quarters, and get to a vacuum without being in a crazy wreck. Because, like, I don't like using spray chemicals inside the car because you know, it's unpleasant, and it makes the car just reek forever, and it's distracting when you're driving to be, like, coughing on fumes from that stuff. It takes forever to air the car out, and hard to ventilate it properly, you know, all that stuff. I don't like using harsh chemicals inside the car. So, you know, I've just been vacuuming up the ants when I see them. So, yeah, that took a while, though, to get to the shop vac, or what do you call that, car vac? They've got these vacuums in America where you put quarters in and then the vacuum turns on, and they're for like at car washes and stuff. Do you guys even have car washes in like other countries? I'm guessing you must, but maybe that's just a weird thing in America where people are like, oh, Americans are too lazy to wash their own cars, so we have devised machines to do it. But the places that have those machines tend to have vacuums that you can spend quarters on. So anyway, we've put out bait traps now in the car, and I vacuumed up probably 100 ants or more yesterday, so terrifying. Anyway, this has been a little bit of birthday advice and wisdom with Joe. Because like I said, either this is coming out on the eve of my birthday or on my birthday itself. And if anyone listening would like to chip in toward our travel expenses for PAX South, there's going to be a PayPal link in the description below, and I totally appreciate it, as does my wife and daughter. My daughter was so good at Play on Con. we were trying to explain to her that PAX South was in San Antonio, because my wife is from Texas, and this is a big deal for her to be able to take our daughter to visit the Alamo and other historical sites in San Antonio. And, so we were explaining, like, when we go to the Alamo, you're going to have to be very respectful and very quiet because a lot of people fought there and died so that Texas could be free. And when we get in the convention center with all the video games, it's going to be like the video game room at PlayOnCon, but instead of 10 TVs, there's going to be 1,000 TVs. And she was just like, whoa. So I show her these pictures of the inside of the convention center at PAX South, and my daughter is just like, are all those people there because the people died fighting for freedom? I'm like, no, that's the Alamo. The Alamo's nearby. We're going to do the same. We're going to visit both places on the same trip, but they're not actually the same place. But anyway, also, I did have more light gray wool or concrete powder. But yeah, so anyone who wants to help chip in toward our family travel expenses, airfare, the flights we're looking at are about $370 round trip per person. So every dollar helps. No complaints. No matter, and even if you can't give anything, just you watching this video makes my day better, makes my birthday better. Feel free to click like on the video if you want. But yeah, then also I'll go ahead and link the Amazon wish list in the description. It says, I know some people would rather give physical things than just, hey, here's some cash, I hope you don't run off with it and open a donut shop. Meanwhile, I'm just like, no, I'm going to run off with it and show a child a gaming convention. So this is already, like, not as interesting as opening a donut shop. But yeah, very excited about the upcoming trip and very grateful that all of you guys put up with me at all. Listen to my stories, watch me build. It is a great thing in my life to have you guys showing up every so often or day after day. You guys are most excellent people. So, anyway, I'm probably going to go ahead and fill out some more of this wall, and we'll see what the results are. Time skip. Well, these walls are definitely closing in on a happy completion. Unfortunately, I'm out of time to record for the day. Otherwise, I would just hang out here and finish all of them, because I know that tomorrow's going to be my birthday. I'm probably not going to be, well, today, if you guys are, oh, there's a lot of bad guys over there. I should go light that up later. Let's, yeah, I'm wondering if they're spawning on top of those and just jumping down. Or if those areas there are big enough. I was going to say, since I know I'm not going to be able to edit tomorrow night very much, this might be last episode of the weekdays this week. I've been so busy getting stuff done around the studio, which, if you check out my Twitter, I got some pictures up of the foam that I have been covering with cloth and stuff. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Well, I've done 3 of the panels so far, but there are so many more to do. But yeah, it is a busy life, maintaining a studio, taking care of a family, doing a job, doing all this stuff. But you guys make it a lot better. So that's my final birthday message is just one of gratitude, Thank you guys for watching my videos, and all your comments make me happy. Like, it really is so great to have so many people saying encouraging things on a regular basis. A day I put out a video is a day that people tell me good job, which is really great. Like, thank you. You guys definitely encourage me to keep pushing myself in new ways, which today was continuing this pattern that I've already done, but it was also, I spent like 2 hours trying to figure out how to make fabric covers for acoustic foam, which was a neat engineering project. Now that I figured out my technique, I can just recreate the same technique like 15 more times or 11 more times on the rest of the panels. But it was good to stretch my mind out a little bit today and do that. So Sorry there wasn't as much original building content as I'd like, but I'm also just happy to have this thing coming along. Let's get these walls up so we can bring down the house with our haunted vampire adventure. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.